Welcome back to yet another Dark Neostorm opening. If you missed the first one, I think by the time this video goes up, I think I'll post this one day after the first one, maybe 2 days after. I don't know if it'll go up on Friday or Saturday. Regardless, we pulled the Burning Abyss Link monster, which was pretty exciting. We also pulled that new Avram card, the Link monster, the Link 4 monster. In today's video, I hope to pull some more cool stuff. I did want to talk about a couple cards that I sort of didn't talk about in the last opening, one of which is Signet Mining, which would be a very cool card. These are so hard to open, by the way. I need like a pair of scissors next to me at all times. But Signet Mining is one of the cards that most people are excited for, especially Salamman Great players. And I am destroying this box and have zero shame about this. I don't know, it has been a while since the box has been that hard to open. That's rough. But anyway, Signet Mining is a pretty cool reinforcement of the army, but also triggers. It's crazy. It it searches Gazelle and also triggers Gazelle, because if you discard a Salamman Great for it, then you get to activate the Gazelle that you activated. The Gazelle that you add to your hand does not have to see the card being discarded. I think that most people at this point know that, but there was a while where that was kind of confusing. There are some other examples. Nice Cloud and Aerosol. Mystic Mine. Wow, what a great card. But there are some other examples that you guys might know of that maybe could help explain it a little bit better. For example, if you Altergeist Spoofing using like another Altergeist card, shuffle it back into your deck and add an Altergeist Multi-Faker to your hand, even though the Multi-Faker did not see the spoofing get activated because it was added at the resolution, even though it did not get to see that. Oh, nice. We got another Firewall. What is it called? Firewall Xyz Dragon. Yeah, they're pretty on the nose with that. Even though the Multi-Faker did not see the spoofing being activated, you can still special summon it. Obviously, otherwise that card would be terrible. But, so yeah, cards, trigger effects don't need to see the trigger happen. They just need to be in the hand while they're resolving. Destiny Hero Dominance. Crazy card. What is there to say about Dark Neostorm? Dark Neostorm is a set that's coming out that a lot of people are pretty hyped for, which is rightfully so, I should say, because you know, these days we don't always knock sets out of the park. I know that I think it was John or someone, maybe it was, no, it was Simo, actually. It wasn't John. Simo recently did a video talking about Dark Neostorm, and one of the things that he did was that he went back and looked at the secret rares from the last set, Savage Strike. And basically what he was trying to show was that sometimes people forget just how many bad secret... Oh, nice. We have Ib the World Chalice Justicar. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. For this card Synchro Summon, you can treat 1 World Chalice normal monster you control as a tuner. You can only use each of these effects once per turn. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can add 1 World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. If the Synchro Summon card is into the graveyard, you can special summon 1 World Chalice monster from your deck or graveyard. Pretty cool pull there. Basically, what Simo was doing was he was looking at the Savage Strike cards, like the more expensive cards, and while it is true that you have Phantasme at over $100 still, and while it is true that you have Extravagance at $70, after that, the drop-off is pretty immediate and pretty far. So the drop-off, the first card that's like the third most expensive card in the set is actually the cover card, Warlord Savage Dragon. That's at like 20 bucks. So already you have a $50 difference between the second and the third most expensive card out of the set, which is not good for people buying those boxes. But more importantly, many of these secret rares are worth less than like $2. And as someone that bought a case of Savage Strike, let me tell you, those cards, it's not that they've gone down in price. Those cards were worthless even when that set came out. We have Valkyrie Edera, which is, or Edra. Urda? I have no clue. Who cares about Valkyrie cards? Not me. But I can't believe it took up an ultra rare spot. I'm so sick of, oh man, Valkyrie cards. I guess they're fine if they're printed as like the lower rarity cards, but as someone that bought the Savage Strike box, let me tell you, it was pretty disappointing pulling. I mean, the set ratios in that box were all screwed up because you had the three of the 4 worthless secret rares were all the most common secret rares. So if you think of, it was like the TG secret rare, which was a Link monster, a new guy, pretty cool card, not very good, not very competitive. That card was a secret rare, worthless. It was worth like $2 on release day, which is not very good because you think even with bad secret rares, usually they're worth like 10 bucks on release day, but not that one. You also have the Trickstar Field Spell, the new one, that was a secret rare, worthless, like $2. What was funny about the Trickstar Field Spell in particular was that, oh nice, got another Crackdown, that's the completes the play set. And but what do you think about the Trickstar cards is that the Trickstar Ultra Rare was more expensive, like 3 times as expensive as the Trickstar Secret Rare. And that is not a good sign. They clearly should have been reversed, because that Trickstar Secret Rare was pretty darn bad. You also had the Kaiju Secret Rare, which luckily was short printed. Thank God. People think of short prints always being negative, but when it's a really bad card, it makes that pretty good. And then what was the other... The other card was like, oh, the Valkyrie. Yeah, the Valkyrie Secret Rare. So you had the Valkyrie Secret Rare, the TG Secret Rare, and the, whatchamacallit, the Kaiju was also worthless. And then you had the Trickstar Field Spell. Those are like the 4 completely worthless Secret Rares out of that set. Where this one looks like most of the Secret Rares are actually pretty good, which is cool. We got Mermail, Abyss, Alicia. I don't actually know. They're all named after like fish, right? So I don't actually know what that is. But anyway, this is a little bit overdue. With the introduction of this card, though, we now have every single Link of Rains pack 1 card, except for Needle Fiber. Maybe we'll get that someday. Realistically, I don't think we'll get that for a long time. I think Konami is like waiting for that card to be not as good. Although we do have Summon Stork just got banned, so maybe we can now have Needle Fiber and it's not as broken. I think what everyone was afraid of, myself included, was having Needle Fiber and Summon Stork in the same format. Should that happen? Probably not. Alright, Assault Mode 0. Day 6 Crawler. Fusion Destiny. Sorry, I haven't been reading a lot of these cards. I'll try to read some cards we pull. Should mention this card's kind of cool. We didn't read this in the last one. I'll try to read cards we didn't read in the last one, now that we're kind of going along here. I was just kind of going on my own tangent. So we have Whitefish Salvage. You can target 1 fish monster in graveyard, add it to your hand. Pretty cool. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, and sent to the graveyard, take 1 fish monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. So it's an E-Telly, or it's a little monster reincarnation type card. Obviously, it's like a mini salvage, which is kind of obvious because it says in the name it's salvage. But it's also a continuous spell, so you can keep doing that. It's kind of neat. We have Samurai Great Fennec, Destiny Hero Draw Hand, Altergeist, Dragviron, and we have, oh my gosh, pulled another BA Secret Rare. Pretty cool. Cherubini, Abon Angel of the Burning Abyss. So this card does, just in case, because I didn't actually read it in that last one. So it takes 2 of 3 monsters. Monsters this card points to cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is important because it means that you can special summon Burning Abyss monsters to where this thing points, so they don't blow themselves up if you have an on-BA monster. This card would be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect. You can send 1 other card you control to the graveyard instead. Then you can send, well, a separate effect, sorry. You can send 1 level 3 monster from your deck to the graveyard, then target 1 Burning Abyss monster on the field. It gains attack equal to the attack and defense of the monster sent to the graveyard until the end of its turn. So how this card is being used, for people that were confused about it, you summon this, and then because it's a Burning Abyss monster, you can send a level 3 to the grave to increase its attack, and that's, so even though this card doesn't have defense, it'll still increase the attack a bit, which is pretty useful. So basically, what this card does is you can send any BA monster to the graveyard, yes, but you can also send any other level 3, like Fiendish Rhino Warrior, which then can send any Fiend monster, which means that if you can summon this thing, you can send any Fiend monster to the graveyard. Pretty exciting stuff. And Fiendish Rhino Warrior is obviously like the best Burning Abyss card. I know it's not a Burning Abyss, but in the Burning Abyss deck, it's one of the strongest cards to mill because it's anything you need it to be, which is super exciting. So the reason this card's so good for the Sky Scourge deck that I mentioned in the last video of Dark Neostorm is that that deck revolves around sending Sky Scourge Norealis, or however you pronounce that, to the graveyard and then summoning Phantom of Chaos, which lets you banish it to copy its effect. The cool thing is that, I mean, if you remember when I was playing that deck, the reason it was like semi-good, I mean, I guess my friend got his invite with it, which was kind of cool, but the reason that deck was like kind of playable was because when you sent all the stuff to the grave with the Sky Scourge, because what Sky Scourge does is it sends, both players send all cards in their hand and field to the graveyard, and then you draw 1 card, so your opponent starts with 0, you start with 1 draw. However, in the Burning Abyss deck, it triggers all the BA effects, namely Dante. So like what would happen a lot of times, and hopefully with like Cherubini, because you can just do it so easily, what would happen is you would send everything to the graveyard, but then you'd be triggering like 1, 2, or 3 Dante. This was prior to Link summoning, of course, so that was why that deck was so funny, because like your opponent would lose literally everything that they had. They'd start with 1 card when they drew for turn, and you would have like 5 cards in hand, and then you just OTK them What is this? Number XX. That's not a number. Those are letters. Utopic Dark Infinity. What is this thing? 2 level 10 monsters. Or 2 plus level 10 monsters. When a monster is destroyed by a battle, send it to graveyard. You can attach 1 shield from this card, then target that monster. Special summon it to your field in fence position. You can target 1 other face-up special summon monster you control. Gain life points equal to its original attack. What is that? Is like, are train players excited for that? Are there any train players watching this video right now? Please let me know if you're playing this card. I'm very curious. Man, there's so many Dino Wrestler cards. They got Dino Wrestlers have like fusions, they have synchros now. What a world we live in. There's all these different Dino Wrestlers and only one of them sees play. Maybe Miscellaneousaurus back. People will play Dino Wrestler. I have no idea. I honestly have no clue what any of the Dino Wrestler cards do besides the one that's played. And I guess I know what the field spell does because that used to get played. You could search it with Foolish Burial Goods. Foolish Burial Goods, send the field spell. I think the field spell like banishes itself to search a Dino Wrestler. You could grab Prankatops. Pretty cool. We got a Pendulum Halt. Halt those pendulums. That's the Triff Gaming counter. It halts all the pendulums. What are you going to do now? How do you make 6 negates if I halt the pendulums? Okay, what does this card actually do? I'm actually really curious if it does anything. If you have 3 or more face of pendulum monsters with different names, you actually draw 2 cards. You can't... Oh, this literally does the exact opposite of halting pendulums. If this halt should... If this is like... D-Barrier could be named like Pendulum Halt because it halts pendulums. That's the exact opposite of what its name implies. Whatever. I guess Konami doesn't care about that stuff. Dredge of the Lost Dragon. Chaos Betrayer. That's kind of a cool card. It's like a Chaos Sorcerer, but it summons itself from the grave instead of the hand. Kind of neat card. Will it ever see play? Probably not. You guys ever notice that when you when a set is first getting revealed, it seems like every single card is super awesome, and then when it finally comes out, you just like forget about all those cards? I don't know. I feel that happens with like a lot of cards in these sets. And then lastly, we have an Orcus Crescendo. Crazy card. All those Orcus players, so everyone that's into instruments, I guess, because you can pick your favorite instrument as the Orcus card that you're using. Anyway, so the secret rares that we pulled there, we pulled, well, the Cherubini, and then what else? What's the other... Can only pull one oh no, the Ib is a secret rare as well. It kind of looks like a super in the camera. So we pulled Ib and Cherubini. So now we have 2 of these. Now I definitely have no excuse to not make a Burning Abyss profile. But hopefully you guys enjoy this Dark Neostorm opening. I really like this set. It's pretty cool. We have 1 more box to open probably in the next couple days here. But I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.